I was pleasantly surprised by Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition, so why shouldn't I give the longer version of Justice League a chance? The normal version, with a length of 120 minutes, got a 5-star rating from me. With a budget of $300 million and earnings of only $657 million, it is considered to be a flop. Only Zack Snyder was credited as a director, but actually Joss Whedon was hired as a replacement for a lot of the reshoots and the post-production process. We got some humor known from the much more successful Avenger movies in the same color grading, focusing on orange and blue, which is liked by a lot of viewers, including myself. Nonetheless, the movie was not that convincing. I liked Cyborg as a funny sidekick and the impressive power of Superman and Wonder Woman, but the villain was not good, and Ezra Miller as the Flash was quite annoying. Fans demanded to get the initial vision from Zack Snyder, and it is quite a surprise that Snyder was granted $70 million for another reshoot and another post-production process. The movie has now a length of 4 hours, and you can feel it. It feels very long. There's nothing left from the color grading of the previous version. The movie is very dark and sometimes almost black and white. I became not a fan of that. They cut out all the humor of Cyborg. He's just another overly serious superhero like Batman. The Flash stays as annoying as in the previous version. There are plenty of boring scenes, like for example between Superman and Lois. The soundtrack is forgettable as well, nothing special. I can't remember any theme at all. There's a new supervillain. The old one is now only his servant. I was surprised by how incompetent the director was in portraying the threat these villains face to the Earth. Snyder also changed the third act, and again he made the movie worse. Yes, they spent a lot of money, but all these action sequences weren't exciting. You notice too much the intent of stylizing the action scenes, in my opinion one of Snyder's biggest weaknesses. Yes, it is supposed to look good and expensive, but did I like it? No. Snyder has a lot of experience in creating these kinds of scenes. I guess the result looks as intended, something not every director is able to do. But it is not my kind of taste. The humor is almost non-existent. For example, Snyder cut out the Russian family from the third act completely. The only source of humor is the Flash, and if you can't stand him, you will have a big problem. I was surprised at how many scenes from the previous version have been removed and how many new scenes have been added. Mostly only for the worse. Zack Snyder's Justice League was a huge disappointment for me. I can only give 3 stars for the movie. It confirms my impression that besides from Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition, Zack Snyder is not my cup of tea.